So here's the thing. Journaling was never supposed to feel this way. The entire idea of journaling is to release pressure, to remove stress from your life, not add to it. And yet, so many of us feel more stressed about the concept of journaling, more pressure to journal in a certain way or do things in a certain amount of time, and it's really taking away from the actual purpose of our journals. And so I want to talk about those pressures and talk about how we can take the pressure off of journaling and get back to why we wanted to journal in the first place. Before we begin, my name is Kelsey Lee, and welcome to my Abiding Journal, where we are all about helping you to explore your creativity and document your life. Now, let's jump into the first way that we can start to take the pressure off of journaling. So when I was reflecting on my own experiences with feeling pressure on my journaling, my first step was to return to my why. You need to remember why you started journaling in the first place. What was it that sparked your interest? Did you want to document your life so that you had those memories to cherish forever? Did you want to have a space where you could reflect and process? Did you want to explore your creativity and really unlock all that inspiration that's inside you? Or did you maybe want to use it as a learning tool, a place where you could organize your thoughts and plan your life in a way that helps you to grow as a person? All of these are fantastic reasons to journal, and you might have other reasons that you like to journal as well. And it's important to remind yourself of that original why. What is the purpose of your journal and how is it serving you? You do this because your soul needs it. You feel that urge to get to the page, to record your memories, to express yourself in writing or art. You feel that calling to pick up a pen. You do it because your soul needs to journal. Journaling is exploring, discovering, processing, reflecting. These are neutral experiences. You cannot do it in a right way or a wrong way because it's all about the journey. And while we are on that topic of exploring and discovering, I do want to take this moment to talk about today's sponsor, Skillshare. If you have been with the Abiding fam for any length of time, then you likely already know how much I love Skillshare. Skillshare is an amazing online learning community where when you join, you immediately get access to thousands of classes and an entire community of people who love creating and learning new skills and growing just like you. And what I love about it is that it's all ad-free without any interruptions, and you can do it at your own pace. I have gained so much inspiration from Skillshare and learned so many new skills, whether that's in my journaling or learning a new art skill like using gouache or even designing on Procreate. And something I'm really excited about right now with Skillshare is interior design. Yes, they even have classes on interior design. Many of you know that I am a brand new homeowner. The class I'm currently taking is called Interior Design, Interior Decorate Like a Boss with Rose Sprinkles. And I love that about Skillshare. It really grows with you as you become interested in new skills, in new creative endeavors. There is always something on Skillshare to help you in that process. So if you are interested in exploring your own creativity or discovering a new skill, I highly encourage you to check out Skillshare. And the best part is that the first 1,000 of you can access all of these classes completely free for 30 days. So check out the link down below to get access to Skillshare for free for 1 month. All right, so my next tip for trying to take the pressure off of our journaling is to reset your expectations. This is my biggest flaw. I often find that one of the main reasons I feel pressure when it comes to my journaling is because I have set totally unfair expectations for myself. I'm sure many of you can relate to this. It's the beginning of a new year, and you promise yourself that this is the year you are going to journal every day. Or perhaps you see somebody do amazing art journaling on Instagram, and you decide right there and then that you immediately need to start creating journal entries that look just like theirs. These are unrealistic expectations that we put on ourselves. In a perfect world, we just wouldn't have expectations when it comes to our journaling. We would set zero expectations. That's not really the way that people who journal and plan roll. We tend to be the kind of people who set goals and set expectations for ourselves and set these very ambitious ideas of where we want to be and what we want to do. But I think we would probably benefit from us all taking a little step back and saying, this year, I'm not going to have any goals or expectations. I'm just going to journal when it suits me and how it best suits me. My point is that we need to be more realistic about the goals and expectations we put on our journaling. And of course, one of the biggest reasons we have unfair expectations for ourselves when it comes to journaling is that we are playing the comparison game. And so that is the next way for us to take the pressure off of journaling, is to stop playing the comparison game. Our journals are unique reflections of us. That's the purpose of them. A journal is innately personal, and for that reason alone, you can't look at anybody else's journaling and expect yours to look like theirs or to sound like theirs, because it shouldn't. It can't. It's meant to be a reflection of you. And that's what makes it so valuable and beautiful and special, because it's you. And here's the thing. I don't think you should just stop looking at journaling on social media or stop watching YouTube videos. That would make me really sad if you stopped watching YouTube videos to just try and stop playing the comparison game. Instead, I think that there are ways that you can approach social media and all of the ways that journaling is exposed to you and do it in a way that helps you to value what's being put out there as great inspiration, but not use it as a source of comparison. One of my tips would be to follow a wide range of journalers, all different types of journaling. There are so many. In fact, I have an entire video series. If you haven't seen it yet, I would recommend you check out that playlist here, and you can learn about the many types of journaling, and then go and search for people who do all of those different types of journaling on social media and follow them. And when you get exposed to so many different types of journaling, I think it will help you to see how your journaling, your unique way of journaling, fits into that beautiful mosaic of everybody's different types of journaling, rather than comparing yourself to just one person or one style of journaling. It will help you to see that yours is a beautiful part of the entire picture of what journaling can be. I also encourage you to follow different types of artists in general. Don't only follow people who journal. Follow people who create watercolor paintings or do collage. Follow people who do interior design or architecture or cinematography. All of these different forms of creating and art can be amazing inspiration that we can take into our journaling. And when we are looking at different types of art that aren't directly comparable to journaling, it helps us to use them solely as inspiration and not a point of comparison. My next tip would be try to create more than you consume. That external input that we constantly are taking in, to a point, starts to impede rather than inspire our creativity. And so we want to make sure that there's a good balance of just creating and not only consuming. In fact, I would argue that all of that creativity we are searching for out in the world is already inside us. We just need to give ourselves the space to explore it. And that actually leads me into my next way to stop putting pressure on your journaling, and that is to redefine what has value. Value does not require the admiration of others. And so your journal does not need to be a stage. And so I just want to say the obvious. Journaling can be for your eyes only. It is perfectly okay to keep your journaling private because you don't need any person to tell you that your journaling has value. Another way we need to take the pressure off of journaling is to simply shut down all of those limiting beliefs that convince us there's a right way to journal. Even though we all know there really are no rules to journaling, we tend to have these unspoken ideas in our mind about what journaling should be or how we should do it. And as a result, it tends to put a lot of pressure on our journaling that is completely unnecessary. So really quick, let's just debunk a few of those journaling misbeliefs. You don't need to journal every day to call yourself a journaler. You don't need to journal at 5 a.m. or right before bed. You don't need to journal in the most luxurious leather notebook being used by all of the people you are following. You don't need hundreds of creative art supplies. You don't need to use a fountain pen. Indeed, there are no rules to journaling despite all of those misbeliefs I've just listed. And we can often use those limiting beliefs as a crutch, as an excuse not to journal. Oh, I would journal, but I don't have the right notebook. Or I would journal, but I'm not really good at drawing, and so I don't think I would be very good at creative journaling. And so if any of these limiting beliefs are ones that you have experienced and possibly are using as an excuse for why you aren't starting to journal, I encourage you to shut them down and just start journaling. As we think about removing the pressure from journaling, I want to end on a positive note, and that is to rediscover the joy. Why did you start journaling in the first place? Go back to that first why and fully embrace it. Journaling is good for you, and it should feel good. You should be enjoying the process. It should be an experience that you always enjoy and can't wait to get back to. And if it's not fulfilling that purpose, then you might find that you're putting way too much pressure on your journaling. And I hope that some of the ways that we've just discussed, the pressure that I've personally felt in my own journaling, and I know some of you have felt as well, will help you to identify the sources of that pressure and find ways to relieve the pressure, take off the stress that you are putting on your journaling, and remember why you wanted to journal in the first place. So that is everything I have for you, fam. I hope that this video will help you think about some of the reasons that you may be feeling pressure when it comes to journaling, and will help us all to identify those things and start to say, no, there has to be a better way. Let's all agree to take the pressure off of journaling. Know that you are not alone in feeling this way about journaling, and that is why we have this community. The Abiding Fam is here to inspire and encourage you to document your life and explore your creativity without all of the limiting beliefs and comparison games, and instead return to the why and the joy of journaling. So I'd love to hear down below what are some of the ways that you have personally experienced pressure in your own journaling, And how did you help to relieve that pressure? What did you remind yourself? Why did you return to? Let us know down in the comments. And after you are done commenting and subscribing and liking, do be sure to check out Skillshare. I have that link down below. I really believe that this is an amazing opportunity to get free access to so many classes, whether that's on journaling or any other creative passion of yours. I know we all have many, many creative passions in this community, and you can explore them over at Skillshare. So thank you again to Skillshare for sponsoring, and thank you for watching. And if you want more journaling inspiration and encouragement, check out my latest video or this playlist on journaling for beginners. And until next time, keep exploring your abiding creativity and document a life abiding in faith, hope, and love.